Hello, everyone, and welcome to another SFP podcast. I'm David, a.k.a. Player 1, and today I'm joined by Dallas, a.k.a. Player 4.
Yeah. Hey, what's up?
So last time it was just me and Player 2, Alina. This time it's just me and Player 4, so, getting a little...
So a lot less video game talk.
Right. A little bit shorter, maybe.
Yeah.
But we're going to start off like we always do. What you've been watching, what you've been playing.
So, as you know, I don't really play, sorry guys, and gals. But I know I'm late, so nobody talked to me about it. I finally watched the first episode of Luke Cage.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. Super violent. I'm excited for the rest of the season. I won't binge it because I just can't right now. But, so I'll probably watch it episodically. I watched... Borrowed Time, the animated short, which I know we're going to talk about shortly here. And that's pretty much it as far as the cool stuff I've been watching. I've been watching bad stuff too. But yeah.
Right. Yeah, I watch a lot of stuff just randomly on TV, so...
Right. Oh, one show I forgot to mention. Insecure by Issa Rae on HBO. It's amazing. If you guys have not seen it, you should check it out. Check out Awkward Black Girl Online too. Originally a YouTube show. It's amazing. Hilarious.
I need to check those out.
Yeah, you should. It's like my life story.
Yeah, same thing here. I've been watching lots of random stuff. Playing too many games right now. Overwatch, always.
Yeah.
Gears of War, the new Gears of War just came out. Haven't touched the multiplayer because of Overwatch. I've just been playing through some of the story mode on Gears of War. Some Deus Ex and some actually Dark Souls. Finally getting into that. I think I talked about that last time with Alina.
Yeah, that's the super hard game where it's like the intent is to die, right?
Almost. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I know I'm gonna get flack for this, but I always want to call Overwatch Gears of War. I always want to do that because they're I don't know Gears of War, but are there robots in Gears of War?
There are in this one actually.
Okay.
But no, robots are not a big factor in Gears of War.
I think it's just because mechanically gears,
you think gears and robots.
Yeah. And I'm like, I always want to say Gears of War,
right.
But it's not.
But yeah, Gears of War and Overwatch are very different games.
Okay.
You will learn eventually.
Let me take notes.
So what do you want to talk about today?
Borrow Time. The animated short by two Pixar animators. I watched it yesterday. I was taken aback. It's a little emotional. But, I mean, I get the feels for a lot of things, so it hit right in the heart. But I was surprised. What did you think of it?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I thought it was good. I'm a huge fan of animation.
Yeah.
So CG, hand-drawn, whatever. I've always loved it. And I like... when people do something a little more adult with it. Because, especially in the U.S., I feel like animation sometimes gets stuck in this, box that it's for kids.
Squeaky clean.
Right.
Yeah. Everything's all right in the end.
Yeah. And if it's animated, stick the kids in front of it and, you go do something else or whatever.
Right.
Which isn't true. I think that's different. Europe and Japan especially, they have for all ages, kids, adults, whatever. But yeah, so I really like when they do something more adult. And adult doesn't mean it has to be like super violent or, sexy or anything, but like this had a really subtle adult kind of theme and story to it. Minimal dialogue.
Yeah.
I'm always a fan of when you can tell a story with just visuals.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. There's like maybe 2 or 3 spoken words in the whole thing. Like lines, I mean.
Yeah. That was an assignment at school way back when.
It was. I remember that.
Yeah. They did it masterfully. Actually, I don't think I ever had to do that assignment. I just remember you guys stressing about it. Because how many words were in the assignment? Had to be under like 30 words or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, and everyone was like, how do we tell a story in under 30 words?
I think we wound up using like 5, though. It was pretty good.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, but I mean, these two animators did perfect job of that because you feel the emotion, you can feel the story, and I like that it wasn't so. I feel like the tendency sometimes when making something new with I'm going to call it an old medium just for the sake of this argument. But when making something new with a established medium, we'll say that, you want to bring it into modern times, and the storyline is not of, in this day and age, and I like that. It's really cool.
Yeah, I liked it. And I think it's cool because, obviously these guys work for Pixar, so they have the skill, but they're able to do this in their own time. And I think it's something, I forget, I don't remember now how long it said they've been working on it, but it'd been a while. I think it's cool to show, here's our talent, but sort of in a different realm. We don't just do kids stuff, we do... And the Pixar movies, obviously, they appeal to everybody.
Oh, yeah.
The humor and the story.
The opening of Up?
Yeah.
Come on now. I was not expecting that. So now, let me ask you this. So as a fan of animation, do you think they're going to go more into these adult themes and storylines with Pixar or Pixar-like animation?
I would hope so, but I kind of doubt it. Most of the time, more adult, or at least older, even like aimed at like the teenager age, animated stuff doesn't really do well in theaters and things like that.
But are theaters...
obviously, like, this was released online. You can have... It doesn't have to be theater. You could release it on DVD and Blu-ray and online and all that stuff. So, there could be a market for it, because I know there's fans of it.
Yeah.
I showed you one. Overwatch did this. Blizzard has always done really, really good CG cinematics attached to their games.
Okay.
People have always said they should just make a CG movie and all that kind of stuff. For Overwatch, they've used them. They've released them periodically online, featuring different characters to help flesh out characters' backstories and more of the world and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I showed you the one for Bastion.
Yes.
So all the gamers know Bastion's like the robot tank character.
Yeah. Can I tell you immediately what I thought?
Yeah.
I thought, like, Wall-E meets the little toaster meets... what was that Rock'em Sock'em robots with what's his name? Wolverine? Hugh Jackman?
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just forgot the name of it.
Yeah, but yeah. Oh, meets Fern Gully.
Meets Fern Gully.
Meets Fern Gully. Which, all that to say, I liked it. I did.
And that was another thing. No dialogue.
Oh, meets Iron Giant.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that one short, it's like 7 minutes long or something. No dialogue. Gives you the emotion, gives you some background, gives you, like, what this character is, where he came from.
Yeah.
So, I think, and they just put those out online to help supplement something else. So, as far as... There is a market for this stuff. It's just a little trickier than just being able to release something in the theater. And I'm not talking about something like, what was it called? Sausage Party?
Oh, yeah.
That's a different kind of adult. That was just adult humor and, all that kind of stuff.
Well, now that I'm thinking about it, there was Titan AE.
Right.
Which was really good.
And I remember that.
Yeah.
I actually saw that in the theater.
Did you?
But that was another case. That is one of the last films that the Don Bluth animation whatever did. And it didn't do that well. That was part of the problem.
But it plays all the time on TV. But, it's really good.
And I liked it. It was a good sci-fi kind of...
That was Matt Damon, right?
Matt Damon was the main character.
Yeah.
Drew Barrymore. What's his name? The guy from Independence Day that played the president. Did a voice.
I
just forgot his name. I can see his face.
We're terrible at names.
I know.
Man, we're going to have to get better at this. We're going to keep doing this thing.
I know. We're going to have a little cheat sheet.
Yeah. Or, somebody off camera. Maybe. When we can afford it.
20 years from now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I really liked that short. What was it called again?
The movie. Titan AE?
No.
Oh, the Borrowed Time.
Borrowed Time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do like it when they... Sometimes it works really well in shorts. You don't need a lot of dialogue. You can just convey it with the images and passage of time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's been... And they weren't even Pixar shorts. Some of those... Disney likes to stick those shorts before their movies. Pixar does it, so Disney does it now. The one with the paper airplanes.
No, I didn't see that one.
You haven't seen that? We'll have to watch it after this.
Okay.
Or the one with the little puppy, where the guy gets the puppy and it's like his best friend.
Didn't see that one either.
You haven't seen that one? Again, they convey emotion. And those weren't, like I said, they weren't even Pixar. Those were made by the Disney Animation Studio.
Okay. I haven't gone to the movies to see Disney in a while.
I hadn't either, but for some reason I remember, I think one was before Big Hero 6. And I don't remember what the other one was before.
Okay.
But, again, shorts, 5, 6, 7 minutes. Convey a lot of emotion and things with minimal dialogue.
Yeah. That's your jam?
I do. I like those, yeah.
Yeah.
And they always have a neat art style. Usually it's, exaggerated features, things like that. So
I just remember, I think it was the first one that Pixar, really started doing, where the older man was playing chess.
I remember it, but I don't remember what it was about.
He was playing chess. I almost don't want to say, because if you haven't watched it, but you should have watched it by now. But anyway, he's playing chess with himself, you later find out. And he's getting really into it. And he's like, and it's really...
It's because he's getting up and moving around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
I remember the earliest one I remember is the one with all the birds on the electric wire.
Yes,
and they're on that big bird comes and screws everything up and they're trying to get rid of him. Yeah.
Yeah. So shorts, they're here to stay.
They're good stuff.
Yeah.
And I think the internet makes a good what do you call it?
Vehicle?
Yeah, to get it out there. So I like this little short. I think everybody should go watch it. Mm-hmm. Go check it out. But yeah, it was impressive.
I don't know how long it's going to be online for.
Yeah, it looked like limited time or something, so I don't know if they're going to release it officially to buy or what.
Who knows? Maybe they'll make a movie. Please make a movie. But yeah. Well, you already asked what you've been watching, what you've been playing, Overwatch and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. So what else you got?
I was about to ask you that.
Well, we're going to have the whole group together
for
our next podcast, so we'll talk some big gaming announcements that have happened.
You don't want to talk about that with me?
It'll be lost on you.
Yeah, it will. It totally
I'll just say this. Red Dead Redemption 2 has been officially announced by Rockstar.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
That's amazing.
Alex for sure and Alina will probably be psyched about that. It's a Western.
Okay.
So, similar to Borrowed Time.
Yeah.
And it's one of those games. It's been a long time. I forget how long now since the first one came out. But yeah, a lot of people are looking forward to that.
Okay.
It's made by the same people who made Grand Theft Auto. So
okay.
Imagine that sort of big open world, go anywhere, do anything except in the Old West.
Is it as okay, so wait, in Grand Theft Auto, really what's the goal in Grand Theft Auto?
It varies. There's always a storyline.
Yeah.
And usually it's a character who's sort of an underdog within the seedier side of whatever city they're in.
Right.
And it's almost becoming a lot of them are being the low man to becoming the man within your organization or taking out the other criminals or whatever.
Okay.
So
is that the same type of thing in Red Dead?
Well, so full confession, I haven't played Red Dead Redemption. I know. I actually own it.
You own it and you haven't played it?
When it became backwards compatible, I installed it on my Xbox One.
Pause.
Yeah.
Backwards compatible. What is that?
So, backwards compatible is when you have a video game console, right?
Yeah.
That can play games from the previous console.
Okay.
So the Xbox One can play, not all, but some 360 games.
Okay.
Nintendo for a while was pretty good about that. The Wii can play all GameCube games. You can actually just take the disc and stick it in the Wii and it'll play it. Okay. The Wii U could play all the Wii games. So again, you just take the disc, stick it in there, and it works. So. Okay. PlayStation is kind of hit and miss. The PlayStation 2 could play all the PS1 games, but yeah. So that's what backwards compatible means. Okay. And the way the Xbox One is doing it is they update. Yeah. Digitally to allow the old games to work on the new system. They essentially create a patch and what's it called? I just forgot the term. Today's not a good day for words. Huh?
No, it's not.
Emulate.
Okay.
It's like an emulation program that it emulates the game on newer hardware. Okay. Anyway, so Red Dead was a month or so ago, maybe 2 months ago, was finally added So if you have the disc, you can just put it in, it'll recognize it and install it, or you can buy it digitally and download it to the Xbox and play it. Anyway, so I installed it. I have it. I'm ready to play it, especially now that they've announced the second one. But all these new games are coming out. It's holiday season, so Gears, still stuck on Overwatch, Deus Ex, and there's still more to come. So
Okay, how long has Overwatch been out? Because literally every episode,
I know,
you and Alina are always like, still playing Overwatch. I'm on Overwatch.
It came
Loving
out-
this character.
It was either March or May.
Okay, so that's not that long ago.
Yeah, and it for some video games,
Yeah.
playing it more than a month or two is a long time.
Okay.
It depends on the type of game.
Yeah.
So like Call of Duty, a single Call of Duty's life cycle is generally a year because they release new packs of maps and things for like a year, and then the next one comes out. Now everyone has their favorite, so there may be some people still playing the original Call of Duty
Right.
years later or whatever. But in general, they have different life cycles. Certain games though, like World of Warcraft, a lot of people play those 10 years, whatever, because they're made that way. They come out with new material every year, and they keep people sucked in.
Yeah.
But in general, for like me, I don't usually play a game more than a couple months, and I move on to the next thing. And it's just Overwatch has got me hooked, so...
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so...
You found something you can stick with for a little longer than a month. I'm proud of you, David.
Thank you. It helps, too. A lot of my friends are still playing it. If they dropped
Yeah.
out at some point, I'd probably stop, so...
Well, we'll see. So, what game are you really excited for that's coming out?
It's still coming out?
Yeah.
I said Gears of War was a big one. I got Deus Ex. Final Fantasy 15
Okay, yeah.
comes out at the end of November. That's probably the only one left that I'm super interested in. Dishonored 2 has my attention. I know, none of these like... And there's like one random fighting game that I may check out just because I'm a fighting game fan. But
Oh, speaking of Overwatch, didn't you just recently purchase a Overwatch fan thingy box? What did
No.
you buy? No, it wasn't Overwatch.
it's on sale,
Okay.
and I was thinking about getting it.
No, but you bought something that was like
I bought the big Gears of War.
Gears of War.
Yeah, collector's edition.
There was,
I'm a huge
I
fan
told
of that
you, I
series.
always want to call
It was
Overwatch Gears of War.
expensive.
Yeah.
I debated, and I went ahead and did it. Especially since I did it through Prime. You get that extra 20% off when you pre-order. Not sponsored by Amazon Prime. Promise. But it is a good deal. I've actually... Because I used to just pre-order stuff at GameStop. But now it's cheaper to do it through Amazon. So.
We're not sponsored by GameStop either.
No.
Just to let you know.
And it's because Amazon ships it, the same
Yeah.
day it comes out, you get it. And then you get 20% off, so it makes it easier.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it was $250. 20% off made it $200, and that was just barely made it worth it for me. So,
Did you like all that you got?
yeah,
What'd you get?
yeah, it came with a big statue, like a big one. That's why it was so expensive. Then it came with a lithograph, which is artwork, and then it came with the season pass for the game and extra download codes and stuff like that. So stickers. Gotta have them stickers.
I am a big fan of stickers. I like stickers.
I was surprised. I didn't know that was going to be in there. But and then the steelbook case.
They probably just felt bad. Like, this is $250. Have some
stickers.
stickers. You know what I get just as equally excited about? Magnets.
Normally for me, a nice collector's edition includes
Yeah.
some soundtrack
Okay.
and an art book. This unfortunately had neither. I know.
This is what I want, but I bought this thing and it had neither.
It was because I'm such a big fan of the franchise.
Yeah.
And like I said, I wanted that statue. I like the statue. So,
Okay.
but normally, like if a collector's edition's around say $80,
Yeah.
maybe you'll get it for like 70 off Prime or something, and it has the little soundtrack and the art book. That's all I need. I don't need any. Normally, I don't want the big statues. I don't have room for all that. But like a nice art book, soundtrack. Give me the little nice steelbook case.
Steelbook case.
Yeah. So the term is kind of misleading.
Okay.
I know we're in the middle of a podcast, but I'll grab one.
No, wait, where'd you go? Don't worry, he's coming back.
So this is what a steelbook case is.
Okay.
This is Final Fantasy Type
Oh, it's
0
so
case.
heavy. Okay.
It's basically a harder plastic fancier case.
Oh, okay.
The term is misleading. They're not steel, obviously.
Yeah.
They're not metal.
This is like...
But it's like a nicer plastic. And usually, like, you can see the art and stuff on them.
This is pretty.
Is a little fancier.
I'll hold it up here. I wanted to be Vanna White for a while. For all you youngins, that's Wheel of Fortune. Still on. Yeah. But I don't know if they watch Wheel of Fortune.
That's true.
Technically, I don't. I just know Vanna White. Yeah, this is really nice.
So I like these. I don't know. They're just kind of nice looking. Sitting on your shelf, they look better than a normal DVD Blu-ray case. So
yeah.
And they started this, I think, in the PS2 era console life cycle.
Now you're just throwing words at me.
I know we had brought this up in one of our podcasts. We could talk about it now since it's just us. The console generations, I think, is what we said.
Yes.
So that is each generation of consoles. So we're talking about backwards compatibility, right?
Yes.
Right now, the generation we're on is Xbox One and PS4.
Okay.
Technically, the Wii U is part of this generation too.
Okay.
So and it used to always be about every 5 or so years that would be a generation.
Okay.
So this was Xbox One. Last generation was Xbox 360. The previous generation was just original old school Xbox. I'm just using Xbox as an example.
Yeah, well, you love Xbox. But where does Xbox One come into play? Is that the original Xbox? Or is
so the Xbox One is the newest one.
Okay.
I think it was kind of a weird naming idea.
Yeah.
A lot of people seem to think it's, you know how Apple,
yeah,
they called it the iPad, and they just started numbering them.
Yeah.
Like Samsung Galaxy S6, S7, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's what Microsoft is trying to do. They've decided to call this the Xbox One, so the next one might be the Xbox 2. I don't know.
That does not make sense anymore.
Because then you had the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
And the first one was just Xbox. So I don't know. At least PlayStation's always been simple. PS1, 2, 3, 4. And that's each console generation.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Is there another big console that
the Nintendo.
Okay.
So you have like the Nintendo
I was wondering if that
Wii,
was still out. Yeah.
And Nintendo Wii U. And then at sometime next year, they're supposed to be coming out with the NX. Not a whole lot has been revealed about that yet.
Okay.
That's a whole nother discussion.
Okay.
But yeah, so Nintendo's had their same thing. They went GameCube, Wii U.
Okay.
So, and of course, they've been around a long time. So before GameCube was Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo. Well, we called it the Nintendo. It was the Nintendo Entertainment System. Or in Japan, it was called Famicom. But we get different names here.
Okay. I think I remember when the GameCube came out.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all the rage.
Yeah, it was just a purple box. It's like a perfect square. It was literally a cube.
Yeah. Yeah. I never played, but I remember when it came out.
But those are console generations, console cycles, whatever you want to call them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you have learned something today.
Oh my goodness. Life cycles of consoles.
Yeah.
You know what? Alex and Alina are going to be so proud of me. Like, what? Dallas knows life cycles of consoles? She knows the difference between Xbox 360 and Xbox One? Be like, no, I just know the time frame. I know chronologically 360 comes before 1, which makes no sense in real life. But that's cool. Yeah.
So there you go.
Sweet.
So what else? Do you want to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy teaser?
Oh, yeah, sure. So I really liked Guardians of the Galaxy 1. I mean, who didn't? It was like really everybody I've talked to, non-comic book fans, non-sci-fi fans, everybody that saw Guardians of the Galaxy that I talked to was like, "Oh, that was really funny, and there was action, and they told the story well, and there's enough story for each character that it didn't feel shallow or left out or half done like some DC movies." Won't name any names.
Shots fired.
Calling you out.
Even people that didn't like superhero movies liked it.
Yeah.
Because it's almost, I don't want to say Star Wars, but it's closer maybe to Star Wars than Avengers or something. So.
Well, yeah, I guess so. I never thought about it like that, but I guess so. Yeah, and so now the sneak preview of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I'm equally as excited. It looks funny. The music is back. Great musical moments in Guardians of the Galaxy and now in this sneak peek. I'm still not exactly sure what the story is going to be about, which I'm really happy for. Because I like going to the movies not knowing exactly what the plot line is going to be.
Yeah.
Because then usually I can guess what the ending is, and I hate it.
Right.
And I just sit there through the whole movie like, I know this is going to happen. I know this is oh, it happened. All right. Yeah, you?
Yeah, it was definitely a teaser, mostly just to show the characters,
Yeah.
who's still around, who's in it. Yeah, the music was great. And at the end of the first one, he got a new mixtape, right? That he opened, like his mom had left him a present he had never opened.
Yeah.
And it was a new tape. So we got a whole new cassette tape's worth of music to listen to. Yeah, I liked it. I think it served its purpose as a teaser, you know.
Yeah.
This is coming out. It's going to have the humor and the characters that you remember, so.
Yeah. Also, the new Pirates of the Caribbean teaser.
Yeah, that hit too.
Yeah.
Definitely a teaser. You didn't even see Johnny Depp in it. You saw the new male Orlando Bloom-esque kid, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's definitely a teaser. Didn't see a whole lot.
Saw the villain.
Yeah.
Which that looks pretty good, but confession, I didn't watch Pirates of the Caribbean 4. And I'm pretty sure I watched 3, but I don't remember.
A lot of people either just didn't see 4.
Yeah.
But I actually liked it because it felt more like the first one.
Okay.
I felt like Pirates was suffered a little bit from the Matrix issue, where the first one was really good. And so to capitalize on that, they went bigger and crazier with the second and third ones, and it lost some of that charm. I mean, Matrix really went off the rails, but Pirates didn't go as crazy.
But we have not had this conversation about the Matrix, but we will continue that. But go ahead.
And I feel like the fourth one, it was a self-contained story.
Okay. It
felt more like the first one, had a good blend of humor, supernatural, sort of that fun adventure feel.
Yeah.
That I think I like the fourth one.
Okay. So. Maybe I'll go back and watch it. That's the one with Selma Hayek, right?
Yes, I think. Is it? No, it's Penelope Cruz, I think.
Penelope Cruz.
Yeah.
Okay. Was it? I don't know. I didn't watch it. I definitely remember the first two. 'Cause they were really good. I like them. And I vaguely remember the third, but anyway, back to this Matrix issue. Yes, Matrix is amazing. Like you really can't top that.
Yeah.
I don't think they went that off the rails for 2 and 3. I think they had a bigger budget, and people were expecting certain elements, and for them to go Matrix style. But I don't think they veered too far off the course.
No, and I don't hate those movies.
Okay.
I mean, I think I own them. I like them.
Yeah.
I know some people just straight up didn't like them. I like them, but I do feel like it got bigger than they intended it to, or I don't know. I just feel like they went, like I think I said, off the rails. You know, I mean, it just kind of, they just started doing things because they could.
Do you think it's... I really think that The Matrix captured a moment in time. To me.
It definitely did.
Yeah.
The pop-out phones, the black trench coats, all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, not just that. Just the whole feeling of... we're talking about... When was it released? 99, 2000?
I think the first one was 99 or 98, yeah.
Yeah. So we're at the turn of the century, or almost the turn of the century, and it's this feeling of, kind of... I'm in this day-to-day life, and what am I doing, and all this technology, but what if there's a world outside of this?
Right.
Yeah, of course, they went the extreme sci-fi route, but I think, in general, there was still that feeling right around that time, and, there was Y2K, and everybody making all these assumptions of what's going to happen,
right.
Predicaments, and all that stuff. And I think it was really just this snapshot in time of, like... It was the perfect moment to release The Matrix. And I don't think that could ever be redone. So, I do agree in a sense that 2 and 3 will never recapture what 1 had. But, I still think it stayed with the storyline. Mm-hmm. Granted, I've watched The Matrix more than I've watched 2 and 3.
Right.
Yeah. I mean...
Maybe we'll have to marathon all 3 and just see...
So from time to time, David, Alina, and myself have done movie marathons. That's actually how we started hanging out. It's like watching movies. And did we start with The Godfather? Was that the first movie marathon?
I don't remember. I think it might have been the Mafia marathon.
Yeah, I think so. That lasted a long time. That was
yeah, but those were long
all
movies too.
Day.
Yeah.
No, but every time we do have a movie day, it's like all day, and it's gonna be The Matrix. The Matrix 2. It's gonna be long. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see.
It's only like 8 to 9 hours, depending.
Oh well, in that case,
it's a Saturday.
Yeah. I do want to mention before we continue, what's in our cups. I have lemonade, and you have cherry limeade.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not an adult beverage. It's just lemonade.
This time.
This time. I'll let you know if we're drinking something else.
To bring it full circle.
Yeah.
Animatrix was a series of, I think, 7 animated shorts. Each one done by a different animation studio and director. Most of them from Japan. Mm-hmm. Filling in other aspects of the story of the world of Matrix. Whether they took place in the real world or they took place in the fake world being controlled by the Matrix or whatever. And it was pretty cool. And again, it was adult. And it was, like I said, I liked the different animation styles. And that started a trend that I really liked. They did a Batman one that in theory was set in the world of the Christopher Nolan's movies. Mm-hmm. But again, it was like 5 or 6 shorts, all done by different animators, telling different stories of Batman. They did one for Halo, to bring it back to video games. That was like, again, 6 or 7 shorts, all taking place in the universe of Halo, telling different stories, sometimes about the aliens, sometimes about Master Chief, the main character, sometimes about other Spartans, or even about just like the regular soldiers in the military and stuff. And I like those. They sort of supplement the main story. You don't have to watch them if you don't care. But again, they're animated, lots of different art styles, and a little more adult.
Okay.
And
so,
Matrix started that, and Matrix had probably one of the best ones.
So to bring this back to video games, I feel like you're more of a story guy when it comes to video games.
I love a good story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does that really affect your decision to buy a game or to play a game? Or is it just kind of like you gravitate more towards the story, but you'll play some of these other just... I mean, I don't even know the names of them. Shmups? Is that... I don't know. I'll learn what Shmups is later. Don't tell me.
We'll get you on that one.
We'll get there
but
later.
Shmups is probably the opposite end of anything having a story. So.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, like, will you just, like, play those, but you gravitate more towards...
Yeah, so sometimes
story.
you just want to sit down, like a puzzle game or something, right? And you just want to play.
Yeah.
And you just like the challenge of it. But yeah, especially if I'm going to play for, if I've got a Saturday afternoon to myself, I can sit down and play for like 3 or 4 hours straight. Mm-hmm. Chances are I'm going to want something with some story, feel like I'm part of that world, to be, absorbed into it or whatever.
Okay.
And yeah, absolutely. So yeah, story's always been big to me. And that's why I've always liked things that supplement like these animated shorts like Blizzard does for Overwatch, or even when they write books that again are part of the continuity of that world. That was another reason I really got into Gears of War, because the writer of the second and third games she wrote a bunch of books.
Oh, is it female?
Mm-hmm. I forget her name now.
That is awesome. Yeah, we're just going to give up on names.
Yeah. But she wrote the second and third games. I don't know if she's worked on the fourth one. I haven't checked. But she wrote 4 or 5 books that fill in the timeline between the different games. Some before, some after, and just help flesh out the whole story, the world of it.
Yeah.
And that really sucked me into it. They also had some comic books for Gears of War that I think were part of the storyline. And the cool thing is in Gears of War 4, the very beginning, the intro it's almost like a prologue, and you play 3 different sections, and all of those moments, more or less, were in the books. So now you get to play them in the game. Even though they're just like 5 to 10 minute like snippets.
Yeah.
Those are scenes that were actually in the books that you read about. Now you can kind of play them or whatever. So
okay,
it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like when some people hate that. Some people think it gets too big, too complicated. Oh, I got to read this. A lot of times you don't have to. You just get a better feeling and understanding of the world, or maybe the characters and everything. So
yeah. Okay, so to bring this into my world, because I know one TV show that was on Sci-Fi. We both watched for a little bit, and I had to stop because it got terrible. But they released the show at the same time they were releasing the video game for the show.
Defiance?
Yes.
Yeah.
Does stuff like that work? Does that happen a lot? Because for me, that's the first time I've heard of that.
That was big. Like, that doesn't normally happen.
Okay.
You don't normally go that in-depth with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know, and as things would happen in the TV show, the video game would reflect that week. Like, different missions would pop up, or certain characters would show up in the game. Yeah. I didn't play the game, and it reviewed okay. It wasn't, like, a terrible game. I think if you were super into the show, you would probably enjoy the game. But it was sort of just, I think, and I haven't played it, I think it was just sort of a generic shooter with different missions, like I said, depending on what was going on in the show.
Yeah.
It was an interesting idea, but I don't think the game or the show was popular enough to sustain it. I started with that show. I think I watched the first season. I couldn't get into it.
Yeah. I mean, it was okay. I mean, it's your standard post-apocalyptic world where aliens come and live next door. And then everybody has a hard time getting along with their differences. Who would have thunk it?
They have tried that. There was a game that came out this year that I really liked called Quantum Break, I think. We're doing really bad with names and stuff.
Yeah,
today.
we are terrible.
Quantum Break, and it was a time travel thing.
Okay.
And they kept talking about how they were shooting a TV show to go along with it. Mm-hmm. But the messaging was kind of confusing. Was this an actual show that was going to be like aired on TV?
Yeah.
Was it going to be like something you'd watch on your Xbox? And what it was, basically, it was these 5 live action episodes, about a half hour each, that were included with the game. So when you finished chapter 1 of the game, you would then watch the first episode. And then you would play chapter 2. Some people thought it was gimmicky. I actually liked it. Again, I'm a sucker for that story and all that. And the live action parts basically told the story from other characters' perspectives.
Yeah.
Sort of what was going on while your character was doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I mean, it wasn't like amazing. But for a video game company, the production values were decent and stuff. So.
Okay.
So people are definitely playing with that, trying new ideas of way to integrate video games and other
story
technology and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, maybe that's my way in, because I mean that's why I like sci-fi TV shows so much is the story.
And over on Gaming with Non-Gamers, our other show,
yes,
we'll eventually get into some more story-driven stuff. And a lot of modern games have an option. You know, there's difficulty levels, like they say easy, medium, whatever. A lot of times now when you go to easy, it'll say for those who enjoy the story. So the idea is the action sequences and stuff are made a lot easier, so you can enjoy more the narrative and the characters, and you're still living in this world, but you're not dying 10 times at the same spot and have to reload and
right.
You know.
So I have to get better at Hexic.
I think we're done with Hexic.
Yeah, I played that last week. I'm telling you guys, not a fan of that one. Not a fan.
It's not the most exciting of games.
Well, I think it was just I'm not used to those patterns. I mean, I guess everybody could make that argument, but I wasn't looking for those shapes, because then you would be like, just go up 3 and then to the right and then back and turn it down and I was like, what are you talking about? And it's the simplest game ever, but it wasn't quite clicking for me.
Right.
But I mean, what am I playing this week? Tetris?
We're going to jump into Tetris, so that's
Ooh.
classic. But it's a little faster. You know, it's not quite as just sit back and take your time. So
yeah.
I think you'll like it. I
Okay.
mean, I know you've played Tetris before in some form, right?
Maybe.
Wow.
I don't know.
If anybody out there doubts, they got a gamer and she's pretending not to be. No.
No, I'm not. I'm going to tell you I'll tell you right now the extent of my gaming history. On the old Nokia cell phones, Snake. I killed at that game. I was so good. It was amazing. And then we had a Game Boy, the classic gray, huge Game Boy that couldn't fit in your pocket. We had a game of, I think it was The Simpsons. Yeah, it was The Simpsons. I don't even remember what we were trying to do in the game, but we would just play it. And I was terrible at it then. And then my brother, when we were younger, got, I want to say it was an Xbox. I don't know. It was something. I'm pretty sure it was an Xbox. And then we played Xena Warrior Princess. I've played Xena a little bit, but I was terrible at it, as you can guess.
And I don't know because I haven't played Xena.
Maybe we should.
I'm going to guess that Xena is not a good game.
That's sexist to say.
Let me put it this way. Anything, especially from like any previous console generations,
yeah,
and it was a licensed game 90% of the time, it was terrible.
Well,
they were just trying to cash in on the license.
Probably. But, so I propose that we play Xena one time.
We can, yeah.
And then we follow it up by playing Hercules. If there's a game out there.
I know for sure there's one based on the Disney movie.
Yeah, but there's got to be one based on the show. Hopefully, Kevin Sorbo
we'll have to search it up. See if it exists.
Game. Yeah, I watched.
Probably goes for like $500 on eBay or something.
Oh man, if it does, we're just gonna like take a picture of it and be like, "Nope, not playing."
It exists.
It exists. This is real. But so yeah, I'm really not lying when I say I don't play video games. It just hasn't. That hasn't been my world of geek and nerddom.
We're getting you into it. We're introducing you to it.
Look, hey, I'm always up for anything. So
my hope is that as we go through the genres, you will find one that really kind of grabs you, and then you actually say, "Ooh, I want to play more of this."
You know what? I thought I would like more of the puzzle games because I like puzzles. Fairly good at puzzles. I think Hexic just drew me for a loop.
Well, I think we've got 3 more to go, so maybe you'll find one in there that you enjoy.
What was the last one I played?
Peggle.
Peggle
was the first one.
I like Peggle. I mean, I would play Peggle with any 4-year-old, so that'd be great. But you know what it kind of reminded me of? Pinball. Mm-hmm. And I really like pinball. You know what? I have played a few other games in arcades, but I'm also terrible at them.
Right.
Deer Hunter. I played Deer Hunter before.
Oh, you are a gamer now.
I'm a super gamer. I've also played Tekken. Played a lot of Tekken. I actually got a little. I'm not even going to say the word good, but I got a little better than bad.
We'll put it to the test.
A little better than bad in Tekken. Well, you're not going to show this episode, but we did an early filming of Gaming with Non-Gamers.
It was a test episode, yeah.
Yeah, and I kicked his butt in, what was it called? It was Soul something?
Soul Calibur, yeah.
Soul Calibur. I was awesome.
Yeah. You did amazing.
Yeah, there's actual proof. He's not going to show it, but there's proof.
We'll release it as like a Christmas bonus footage thing or something.
Yeah, that would be great. Just to show you losing.
Yeah. Man.
Just once. It felt really good because I always lose.
You seem to be having fun. Maybe that'll be your thing. Maybe you'll get into fighting games.
Probably. I like really violent TV shows. So that's probably where I'll end up. Just the bloodiest, most violent video game. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see.
You're talking about bloody, violent. Walking Dead comes back this weekend.
I have yet to watch it.
Ugh.
I know.
Ugh.
But I'm trying to binge it because I wanted to watch the first season when it originally came out, and then I was just behind. I'm like, I'll binge it, and then I just, years have gone by now, so I'm going to watch it.
It's on Netflix. It's all on Netflix. So.
Yeah, but I have a lot of stuff to watch on Netflix.
I know, so do I.
I gotta finish Luke Cage. I still have to watch Stranger Things.
Right.
And then, I was going back and watching Arrested Development because it's funny.
Yep.
And I haven't seen every episode. Parks and Rec, gotta finish that. Gotta finish 30 Rock. Got a lot of shows. And then I gotta finish that stupid show you made me watch, Farscape.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like Farscape.
I know you do.
It's good, corny sci-fi.
Oh, it's rough. It is so rough. You know what? I will finish it by January. So that way it's just going to be, I'm going to end this part of my life. Although one time a friend was like, hey, maybe you know this character. And then she mentioned, what's her name? The blue lady? Zahn.
Yeah.
And she was like, do you know Zahn from Farscape? It's like, yeah, I do. I've watched Farscape because she was gonna dress as Zahn for a con, and I made a corny joke about the sun because Zahn's a plant.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But it was a hit, the joke. But yeah, so I do have some sci-fi cred when people are like, yeah, I watched Farscape, and I'm like, I did too. But yeah.
Yeah, your general what's the word I'm looking for? Geekiness is not in question. You enjoy science fiction and stuff like that. You're just not a gamer.
No.
But we're working to remedy that.
We'll see. The future is bright.
Yes.
Could be just that light from a video game console.
And if not, you'll at least have a better understanding.
Yeah, I could talk with gamers.
Right.
I have no problem doing that. I'm just asking you guys a bunch of questions. So what's the generation of consoles again?
So anything else today?
No, I think we're good today.
Yeah, I think our next podcast will be all four of us. And then after that, I think we'll do a big Halloween podcast with, big reveal, some food tasting.
Ooh.
It's not that fancy. You'll see when we do it. But we're going to taste test some stuff. Look,
okay.
It may be a stereotype, but we gamers love our snacks.
Oh.
So we're going to taste test a couple Halloween-flavored snacks and see what we think.
I always like to give people the benefit of the doubt and judge them based on how I interact with them. Yeah. So that whole stereotype, never knew it. I never applied it to you guys.
It's tricky. Maybe we'll make our first top 10 video about top 10 best snacks to eat while you're gaming. Because it's tricky. Because you want to try to keep your hands clean. You can't be eating those Doritos and Cheetos and it gets all over your controller.
I feel like people do that already.
No, I think they probably do.
So,
but it would be our top 10.
Ooh. Maybe another topic would be cleaning your controller after with Cheeto stains on them.
Right.
Yeah.
A little wet paper towel, a little rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. See, that's another reason why I think I'd be a bad gamer. Well, why I am a bad gamer. It's because I like food, and I like messy food. And I'd
just have those paper towels ready.
Popcorn and sandwiches, and then I'd stop, and I'd just want to watch a movie or something and eat. Chocolate cake. Maybe. I feel like forks or utensils would get in the way with gaming.
It could, but it can also help a lot, because then you just quick grab something, put it down, keep playing, hands clean.
Okay.
So
this is going to be fun.
This is a whole nother conversation. So
yeah,
Halloween. We'll do taste testing of Halloween flavored snacks. So.
Okay. Will we be eating eyeballs?
No, not that. That's what I'm saying. This is not that fancy.
It's not.
This is not like homemade. Okay, these are really brains, and it's just spaghetti or anything.
Oh, no brains in a jar?
No.
Oh, darn it.
All right. So is that another podcast in the bag?
I think so.
All right.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us. This has been another Searching for Players podcast. I'm Player 1.
I'm Player 4.
Player 4. Yes.
We'll work on that.
Yeah, we'll get that.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Let's try it again. I'm Player 1.
Oh, I'm Player 4.
All right, we'll work on that, yeah. All right, so we'll see you guys next podcast. And I guess that's it.
Yeah, like, subscribe, follow.
All the YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.